learning to become free. When we can start to acknowledge that freedom is the essence of our identity, it's actually abundant within our true nature. Freedom is the expression of one's knowledge that this reality or this lifetime is only taking form within a sense of imagination. And this sense of imagination is essentially decoding the reality which we're living in. This imagination is creating the world which we feel so physical to be analyzed as the only existence to our nature, to our existence. But this isn't the truth. And when we start to uncover or reveal the truth, we'll start to understand that the reality of the world which we're living in is only a reflection or an image of our true self. The true self is infinite in nature. It is infinite truth, infinite justice, infinite wisdom, because what we're perceiving to be so real is only essentially the image of our true self. If you could take a particle of our true nature, innocence, love, devotion, unconditional happiness, unconditional love, this is what the particle consists of. It's essentially the infinite self. You take a particle of the infinite self, and then you basically use that particle as part of as an existence. And welcome to planet Earth. So there's a lot in between, but why would you use a particle of infinite existence within planet Earth? What's going on? Why would this be happening? If this is true, why would this be the truth? Well, if you look at this reality, it's absolutely unlike our true nature. Now, we're taught that we are evolution, that we have come to this point of time due to evolution. But if you look back in true true history, if you want to go into depth, we will look at a massive change about 5,000 years ago, where something dramatically happened within the human history about 5,000 years ago. Now, you don't need to get too caught up in all this, but there's definitely a lot of evidence to show that something dramatic, maybe there is evolution. This is part of the truth. This is part of our story. We have come to this present moment by evolution. But when we start to talk about the mind and the evolution of the mind, well, then it's completely, no one can argue it. Maybe the physical, like the physical can be discussed within evolution, but at least the mind, there's too much significant evidence that we don't need to start to close our awareness to bringing to the attention that the mind is essentially re-engineered to promote a certain agenda of essentially imprisonment. Because if we look at the human beings, okay, let's talk about evolution and actually the physical. Potentially, yes, that's all true. Yes, that's true. But at least the mental, the mind, it's been engineered by a source of intelligence or a source of psychotic energy, which we can also open our minds to infinite potential. And we're essentially being used as beings of opposite nature. We are being opposite to our true nature, which is creating a cosmic imbalance, which is then being used for something. Now, it's not to get too out there and too wild, but the truth of it is that the spark of our existence is love, it's positivity, it's joy, it's happiness, it's divine light. And what we're doing with this divine light is we're being ignorant to it. We're not truly identifying with our true originality, which is essentially love, happiness, joy. And we're actually being lured away into the world of planet Earth and being disguised to follow jealousy. We're being disguised to follow, ignorance. We're being disguised to follow judgment and all these vibrations which aren't true to our nature. Now, this is a great learning experience. We're all here to have this experience and learn from it. But why do we need to live our whole lives learning when we can start actually living and sharing? And that's the beauty of awakening to our true originality.